What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Clocks Running, the podcast for everything flag football officials. I'm your host, Ant, and we had so much fun talking about Nashville last week. We wanted to just have a part two and recap it some more, but from a whole different perspective. So let's get right into it. We got some new guests. We have some guests that are going to jump on later. It's going to be exciting. I want everybody to tune in tonight because we have people from all parts of the country. So first and foremost, we got the General Dollar at your service. What up, Jacob?
What up?
General Dollar.
General Dollar. It's director of trash.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
And my sidekick behind me.
Okay. so, so do you ever like find used toothbrushes laying around when you're driving around on your golf cart?
No, actually, I have to keep an overstock of toothbrushes for my assistant back here. Otherwise, he gets pretty cranky if he can't brush. If he can't brush 7 to 8 times a day, it's a problem.
Yeah. That's wild. All right, so we got a new guest tonight, Jacob, and I want you to know I know you're a little bit younger than us, but I would say 20 years ago, me and this guy, we probably would have ran into each other in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing. But I'm so excited to bring him on right now. What up, Unc?
What's good, family? How y'all doing?
What
Good. How
up?
are you?
Pretty good. I
well,
didn't know. I didn't know the intro had music. I want to see if I can get somebody to freestyle over that bad boy for you.
there we go.
Somebody tag
Oh
Mike
man.
twice. Pass me.
That's awesome.
Hey, what do you think? Like 2003, you and me were doing a lot of different things than we're
Thank
doing now,
God
right?
there was no podcast. There wasn't a lot of cell phones. I couldn't even spell MySpace back then because me and Ant would definitely been immediately.
You already know. All right, since you're brand new to this, we just want to give you the opportunity to share your origin story of flag football. So I don't care how long it takes. We want everything. We want all the good, the bad, the ugly. Share how you got in the flag and what it's taking you from all the way to here.
I'll keep it as brief as possible since this is an hour-long show. My name is Eric Slim Cooper on Facebook. Everybody calls me Unc. If you use the first name, I'll lead the podcast immediately. I started playing flag back in 1996, 1997. We were just hanging out, like Ant said, somewhere I probably shouldn't have been. And a buddy of mine was like, there's a tournament called Let It Fly. I was like, what the hell is that? And he was like, it's flag football. And then I was like, what the hell is that? Just something we can go play on Saturday before we go hang out. So we went and started playing. And when I first got out there, I thought it was tackle. So we played a flag team that was ran by News Channel 8. Every player was like 40 years old. I'm like, we finna beat the hell out of these dudes. We lost, I think, 56-6. So we got our ass kicked. From then on, I was like, I'm never losing this game again. So we started playing more. Fell in love with the game and became a half decent player and decided we were going to try to win Let It Fly every year. So we wound up winning Let It Fly in 1998. And then from there on, I had the bug. So anybody that had a league, we would just go play pickup flag here and there. And it was something for us to do to kill time. After I found out that we were still knuckleheads in the street, but like we started like not doing terrible things to go play flag football along with basketball in the city. So the city of Tampa started a flag football league back in the year 2000, and it was a 4-on-4 flag football. We jumped in that, and while we were playing in that, I wound up breaking my hip playing street ball. So while I was there was a team that came down from Louisville and kicked our ass in flag football. So we had a couple of guys that just hung out in the neighborhood that we thought I tried to put together and make them a pretty good team. And that's when we met Gator and a guy named Mike Perkins and Ty Rice. And just so happened that Ty Rice played for UCF and the Jaguars. And just putting him and those guys together, we wound up winning, I believe, 151 straight games or something, nonsense like that. Just playing 4-on-4. And from there, we played that for a while. And somebody told us about 9-man flag football. And we happened to be in Orlando hanging out. We stumbled upon the USFTL and went to watch. And it was like totally different from anything we had ever seen. So a buddy of mine started a 9-man league back in the city, and we won that. And we put together a team called Tampa Hawks where we went to play this 9-man flag football. But we heard about the Packers being like the best team in USFTL and a bunch of big white dudes that would smoke everybody. So me being me, I was like, we'll play anybody anywhere. We'll show up. Like you got to sign up for the tournament. So We got in that event in 2006, and the Packers beat us, I think, 40-0. It was one of the worst football games of my life. We had never seen, how the contact style really played. So obviously we had to regroup. We went back next year. I found I had not a tryout, but anybody that ran a 4.4 and under was traded a bag of something to come play flag football. So we put that team together, and we wound up winning the national championship in '07. Then we were like retired from flag and started hanging out, and my daughter started playing, so we started coaching. So I just coached for like 2 or 3 years in the high school level here. And once again, a buddy came along. They got a thing called a 7-on-7 flag football league that we wanted to try out. All of us old guys, we're all older now. We jumped into that, which is called the TBFFA. So we played in that for a couple of seasons, and I think won that like 8 or 9 times in a row. And then somebody was like, "Let's go back up to USFTL and try to win that again." So we went as 35-year-olds playing youngsters and came in fifth. And then from there is when I met Brandon McCray and Fighting Cancer and a team called Untouchables. And everybody was telling me they were the best 7-man flag football team for old heads in the area. So I knew just our local guys couldn't beat them. So when we came home, I put out the back signal and said, "Hey, everybody that plays flag in Florida, let's meet at Hooters and just hang out. Just kick it, and then we'll go from Hooters to a local establishment that we have in Florida after that." So guys came up from Miami and Jacksonville and then this area here, and we put one big team of like 35 and up players together and just said, well, instead of us going up there to play against each other, we just put our whole team together. So we did that, and we wound up winning the national championship 2 years in a row. And from there, Fletch and Brian Baer hit me up and said they have this thing called FFWCT. So why don't you put Team What in that? So I did, and we wound up playing each other in like Battle Orlando in the championship game and Battle Alabama. So Fletch was like, why don't we try to put us all the youngsters together for one tournament and see what we can do in Indianapolis. So we took, I think, 20 guys and 10 girls of the Indy, and I think we almost swept the floor. One thing we didn't win is contact because of a little city called Charlotte and a team called Judah. I got introduced to a different style of football. So I was like, I'm not touching it. Like they can have that thug ball shit. We'll win everything else. So from there, after we won, I think 5 or 6 events, I told the guys that I didn't want to be involved as a GM anymore. I wanted to direct and do a little bit more of that. So Mark Nation wound up reaching out to me and said, Travis and Chuck want to talk to you about maybe coming on board. So I went to my first FFWCT event. And I was like, I don't know if this is my thing, and it was just a little bit weird, but there was a really tall guy with bangs and a young lady, and they ran the Camel City team, and they were just like super cool. A lot of people, the rest of them were like old heads, and I ain't gonna say I didn't vibe with the old heads. The old heads were cool, but I want to see what the youngsters are doing, and I wanted to see what they're doing with contact flag because, like, I didn't want to play. I seen a team called Carolina. I don't know if they were Carolina Legion at the time, but they played Judah at that first event I was at, and it was the most physical game I had ever seen. So I was like, from there, Fletch decided to put Kings of Florida together with everything except contact. So from there, we took KOF to Texas and won a bunch of those events. And then from there, I talked to Travis and Chuck about becoming the director. So I came onto that side, and I was just doing it just once a year in January. But from there, I we fell in love with flag football. At the time, I was working at a law firm that had 6 different law firms, and the wife didn't like that career choice. So in my family, if you lose in Monopoly, you get one bet. You could use it for whatever you want, whether it's chores or if the kids ever win, which they never will. If you go to Disney World, they won once and it cost me $4,000. They've never won again. So the wife won, and she was like, for 3 months, COVID had hit, but in Florida we didn't have COVID. Like, we didn't care about COVID. So since COVID hit in Florida, she was like, why don't you take 3 months, just focus on flag instead of going into the law firm. So this was in like January of 2022. I want to say 2019. And from there, we were getting ready to go to Panama City Beach. So she was like, just go focus on it. And Travis hit me up, and he was like, for this event, we're going to do youth and adults for, I think, a week straight. You'll be up here for a week and just like fall in love with it. From when I got there, when I first started doing the UNC selfies, and I found like my own little niche at the tournament. So it took off from there. When I came home at that tournament, I met, oh Lord, I can't remember his name now. The guy that used to run USA Flag, Lord have mercy, what's his name? The guy that came before Eric Mays, he's gonna kill me.
What's his
oh
name?
my Lord.
I know who you're talking about, the older guy.
Older guy, yes.
Yeah.
I saw him in Charlotte at the panel. I saw him in Charlotte. He was like, "Do I want to come to Indianapolis and bring UNC TV up there?" So I told him, on TV it's just me is a nigga with a cell phone. Like I'm just standing there behind it. And I started doing that so people wouldn't fight. He was like, yeah, I would love to see it. So when we were in Charlotte, we took care of USF. We took care of FFWCT there, and I got invited to USA Football just to go live for their stuff in Indy. And then me and Pablo met and got even closer there because we were there the whole time. And we hung out. And so while we were there, he was like, you ever do anything with the NFL? And I was like, I watched it on TV, but other than that, like, no. We were just something we just had in passes. We were all talking about like what would happen if the NFL guys played against us. The AFFL was going on then. So from there, I started making posts. I started seeing people talking about it, saying like it would be cool with flags on the Olympics, and that was my focus and my goal. By making that post, a gentleman hit me up and said that the Buccaneers had something called the Junior Bucks, and I should apply for it, but you have to know someone. So I didn't know anybody in the NFL like that, anything other than DRC, and he was still playing at the time. So I made a post on Facebook saying, look, Flag family, I'm applying for the NFL job. If you guys do pray, please pray for it. And I still can't think of the coach's name, but he was friends with Bruce Arians. So for my interview, during my Buccaneer interview, Bruce Arians came on and said that, a friend of yours knows me and I'm going to look out for you. So I got the job from there, started doing Buccaneer stuff. And as that opened up, I went to an event that my daughters were at, and the referees were not good. And I wound up just like calling Jakob. And I was like, hey, like I know you do refs in Charlotte. These refs here are ass. Like, and I wound up somebody, and then Robert Unc wound up putting his hands on one of the refs. He was that bad. So then Jakob, hey, big guy, do it yourself. And I was like, what? Like, ref it yourself. And I'm sure the guys will help you out. So my homeboys were there. We refed that event. We just turned our shirts inside out. So I wound up making shirts, and then I made a joke saying Unc Ref just took care of this event. And that next day, Chuck hit me up and said, hey, do you want to try to book referees for Special Olympics? And I was like, sure. So from there, we went to Special Olympics and started doing that. So that's how Unc Refs got started. So to make a long story longer, it all came into full circle from Unc TV to Unc Refs. And the young man with the bangs is in the top corner of my screen. I started following that kid around the events because we were at an event that got shut down because of people that I know. And I was just done with everything and going back to that life that Ant was talking about earlier. The first person that hit me up was the kid on in the corner up there. Like, hey, everything's gonna be fine. Just keep your head down and push through. And the very next event I was at, I was trying to be low key, keep my head down. That's when I seen a referee smiling a lot, talking to everybody, and he was tatted up. So I asked one of my homeboys, what's that tattoo mean? Because that ain't a regular tat. He was like, yeah, that's Ant. And I was like, no, the light skin dude. He's like, yeah, that's Ant. I was like, oh, that's the Ant too. So from then on, we kicked it and coming full circle now. 2 years later, we're all here and we travel, and that's the long ass mini version of the Unc origin story, minus a couple of fisticuffs and some tournaments getting shut down and all that other shit.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. We all need to remember where we all came from. Don't forget that, ever. And I appreciate you sharing all that. Well, you were talking. We had a couple guys come into the backstage area, so I just want to bring them on as well. We got the OG King of Vibes himself. What up, Chun?
Hey man, you can't turn your camera right.
What's going on? Am I upside down? What's happening?
Now you're side. Do you have like a rotation? Good grief!
I'm an old man, bro. Hold on.
We know.
We only got 2 N-words on the show. I'm the one that's supposed to mess up with the IT, bro, not you. I got that part covered.
I can't. We're gonna rock like this, man. I'm sorry. I was
so disappointed.
I rushed home for you. So yeah.
I mean, it only took you 15 minutes late to show up, so here you are, though.
What are you drinking,
baby?
I pulled up to listen to Unc's deposition. I was kind of like, is this 48? What's he doing? He's telling everything.
No, hey, listen, they said all I want. And it offered me Chick-fil-A.
What's up?
Oh man,
it's good to see you.
Hey, so I appreciate you joining. We're on a different night so that you guys were able to make it, and we got one more guest we wanted to add last minute. I know if you listen, back me up here. Too Short, man. I just feel like Too Short is somebody that kicks it with Lance every weekend, right? Like.
Mr. Hop.
I'm not even gonna say the word, but we all know the word from that one song, and we're not gonna
Bitch, I'm gonna say it.
Hey man, that younger generation has forgotten, man. You ask them what his favorite word is, and they got no idea. So I appreciate that,
What
man.
are you doing, Chun?
Tyler, you,
Don't pay attention.
bro,
All
I
right.
got high blood pressure. Don't do that. I thought I was having a stroke. You gotta chill.
1 2 minutes.
I'm hitting my life alert button like, uh-oh. Jesus.
Oh
Do you have the
man,
rotation turned off on your phone?
he does, yeah.
What'd you say, Jacob?
Do you have the rotation turned off on your phone?
I wouldn't even know how you do that, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Jacob, remember his technology. He is challenged by technology. So
Yeah.
He is challenged, period.
I got it. I got
Well-
notes for that. I can help you with it. I gotta find it though.
I just learned how to leave me alone.
Hey man, we're just happy you're here, man.
I'm glad.
My boy got the flip phone.
Yeah.
You got the old Nokia out.
All right, cool. Let's get started. Maybe at some point, Chun will figure out how to work his phone. Jacob, I just want to give you the opportunity to get into the rule review. Everybody loves your sound bites. I have noticed that a few players are actually listening to them, so maybe it's working. Maybe players are starting to understand the rules a little bit more. So if you can just review the rule about the last man.
All right, yeah, absolutely. So last man, according to our rule book, there's 2 parts to it, okay? So the first part, if the last defensive player physically contains the ball carrier, bear hugs, flagrantly holds, pushes the ball carrier out of bounds above the hip, tackles, attempts to tackle, etc., without making a clear legal attempt to pull the ball carrier's flag or commits illegal contact, the offensive team will be awarded at least 1 line zone to gain distance from the spot of the foul and an automatic first. Second part to that rule. In the spirit of the unfair acts rule, officials have the discretion to award a score if a flagrant foul occurs inside the final line zone to gain, or they reasonably believe a foul is the only thing that prevented the ball carrier from scoring. To invoke this rule, we require that there must be total agreement of all game officials that saw the foul. So 2 parts to it. Number 1, you can't just chuck somebody out of bounds because then they can invoke it. We're also looking for non-common fouls. So a basic hold, things like that, we're not going to call as a last man. But if something does prevent, if Coop's running the sideline and Chun comes up to pull a flag, he's going to miss the flag pull anyways. And he grabs him and spins him around and then slams him to the ground.
Whoop
If
is
we're
that?
inside, we'll do that anyways.
My bad.
If he spins him, slams him to the ground, we can award a touchdown if we think that's the only thing. If there was no other player around, it's completely discretionary. It's up to the officials, and all officials on the field have to agree. You can award a score, you can award a first down. It's at your discretion on the field, but it's a judgment call.
Say that last part again. Say that last part again about all officials on the field have to agree. I know there's a 7-man team watching right now, and we argued about that just an hour ago. I'm trying not to curse fuckers, but Jacob just said it. Did you and I have this conversation? You and I talk about last man in our last phone call, and we talked an hour ago. I'm trying not to curse. I'm sorry, because Lance is on here. I'm not gonna try not to curse.
Thanks, Lance.
Fuckers, he just said the referees have to get together and do what?
Agree. Everybody's got to agree.
Everybody has to agree. So if the white hat says his last man, and that I'm not gonna say the end, that person is at the 5, and the 7-man field is 80 yards, and they call last man on the other side. And this is somebody that has different rules, and they get together, and there's 3 refs, and 2 says, listen, it's wasn't last man, it was just a player or somebody was there. Well, they all gonna agree. Then does it go to the white hat or what? If you 3 refs call last man on me with Chun, and the white hat didn't agree, but he was 80 yards downfield, what do you guys do?
If there's not an agreement, then I mean you need to figure out we're at least going to have a penalty, right? We're at least going to have a legal contact, or a hold, or something along those lines. There should be some sort of penalty, and then the discussion needs to change from, okay, if it's not last man, then what do we have, or what are we going to do from here? So you just need to keep the conversation going. I think that's the biggest problem is everybody gets so stuck on step one and they don't know how to move on to step two.
Yeah, I think we had a situation at East Coast Nationals, Lance. I don't know if you remember it or not, but I think we were in contact, and it was when we had a third ref, and I think he threw the flag, and you and me both kind of came together with him real quick. So he saw the penalty, he explained it to you, and you were like, yeah, well, that's last man to me, and it was touchdown. Do you remember that situation?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's to Jacob's point. We all have to agree on because, and this goes back to the fundamentals about communication and being on the same team. The moment folks realize that you are not on the same wavelength with respect to the calls, your field is done, right? So if you agree,
1000%.
great. Usually, I take the benefit of the doubt with whoever made the call. I'm like, hey, you're the closest person to that call. I'm going to trust that call. And especially if it's downfield, I'm not going to be able to see it because I'm not the 5. So I'm going to trust you on that call. And if you make that call that it's a last man or it's an egregious type of foul, then we'll make that decision. So you put faith in the refs that you have on your field, and you move on. I will say though, Jacob, it's not limited to the people on the field. It's also people on the sideline. I've had one team basically yank guys running down the sideline. Someone on the sideline yanked his flag, and I said, I threw the flag. The player continues to run and score, which is fine. And I said, that's a touchdown, and unsportsmanlike, and you're gone. Very easy. So, yeah. So it's not limited to the players on the sideline too.
So couldn't we argue that would be the unfair acts rule instead of last man?
Both.
Well, I don't know. I'm taking it from the perspective of it's an egregious. So the comment that you made, if that player did not do what he did, would that player have scored?
True, very true. So there's that.
Yeah.
I also think so, just because it's right above where I'm at. Unfair acts rule, first thing it says is neither team shall commit acts which in the judgment of game officials tends to make a travesty of the game. That is the handwritten. That's absolutely. So I think both are right. I think what you're saying is absolutely correct. And actually I kind of like, maybe we need to have the wording of that adjusted.
I lost a championship on that same rule, so hell yeah, let's adjust it because on our staff cost me another championship. So yes, please.
Hey, Chun, since you were just thoroughly listening to all of that we just talked about, what do you think?
Yeah.
That was impressive.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, and I mean, I can share perspective of in Southern California. I know I rag on this league all the time because I just don't agree with the rules that they have. It's tough. It's the 6-man Southern California stuff that they have. Their last man is at any point on the field. It's not within the 5 yards of the end zone. So something can happen at any point on the field, and if that's the last defender, they're calling touchdown. And and it gets really, really tricky in that situation when there's 30 more yards and there's 2 other defenders that are close, but they're not the last man, and so the offense wants a touchdown right away. So I know from that perspective that teams from California, any situation wherever it happens on the field, they're looking for a touchdown last man because of that, because those are the rules they're used to.
Say Southern California. Don't say California. We don't have that 600. I don't have that.
He's gone for what, 2 months, and all of a sudden he's stereotyping all of you Californians.
Hey. I got a scenario question.
Just wait till you get to San Diego.
I have a scenario question. You're in a national championship game. It's a tie score. Teams going for the extra point, 2-point conversion. A young man gets an interception. He's running the interception back for a touchdown. A guy comes out the sideline, same way you just said, pulls his flag before he goes in to score. Tie game. That happened. I'm just going to say it happened for us. It happened against us. The referee on the field awarded us the 2-point conversion, threw that gentleman out of the game. So now they only have 7 players, which is fine. The director came on the field 10 minutes later and said, nope, that's not a legit rule, and wipe those points off, put us down by 1 and we lost. Now, I'm not going to do that to hash the director, but the wording of it is, what was it? Is it last man back, or is it the way you said it, Jake? What's it called? The
unfair act?
Yes.
Either or, you can award the points. You don't have to. You can. I mean, whoever the director was wrong. Number one, to come on the field and correct something like that. Number two, both rules protect you to go ahead and award the 2 points to that. So,
and because there's the PAT, I throw on unsportsmanlike on the other team.
Thank you. Mark this tape, please, Ant, because as soon as we're done.
I would throw an unsportsmanlike on top of that, just because it's unsportsmanlike.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I mean, also, Jacob, correct me if I'm wrong, but somewhere in the rules it does talk about the only thing that should be corrected during the current drive is downs. Nothing else should be gone back and corrected like that, like the way Unc described it.
So unfair acts actually, it says the head official may enforce any penalty or remedy any situation with anything she considers equitable, including the award of a first down, line zone to gain, a replay, a score with the approval of an official tournament director. So you can fix anything. I've had it where, I'm trying to think, I think this was Richmond 2-3 years ago, where they were running it in. The guys were running the play in. There was like 3 seconds left. The guy gets downed at the 1, and official signals touchdown. Another official comes in and says, no, it's not a touchdown, no good. And they let time expire without giving the team the opportunity to call a timeout. And they had one. So the team came and protested to me and said, hey, this isn't right. We were led to believe we had a touchdown. It's the reason we didn't call a timeout. Then they came back and said no touchdown and time's expired. I said, well, here's what we can do. I said, because of the unfair acts rule, we can fix this. So you would have called a timeout. You have one left, so we'll go ahead and acknowledge it. We gave them the timeout. They had the one play. They actually didn't get it, so it didn't matter anyways. But we still had the opportunity to fix that. So you have the opportunity to remedy things and make things right. It's just a matter of doing it and doing it the correct way. Usually honestly, when it comes to that, it's usually better to get a tournament director involved and let them be the final say so it doesn't get pinned on you guys. But small things, if you can fix it on the field and not have to worry about that, you can move right along with it.
That happened in Vegas. A gentleman came over and asked me to go get Chun, because he said it's 4 minutes left in the game. He explained to me that rule. He was like, well, with the 2-minute mark, they messed up our timeouts in the first half. So we can go back and fix that now. Now, that's a totally different situation. He explained to me about Richmond, how we fixed it. I was like, here's the situation. I was like, what's the score? It was like 21-6. You want me to go get the tournament director and ask him to just the redo time? Like, it doesn't, that rule doesn't play that way. I said, but if you want, I'll go get him and bring him over here and then we'll figure it out. So I went over and got Chun. By the time he came back, they said, don't even worry about it because the score was out of hand. But I'm glad you guys explained that way, because some players do think that if you find a rule, if the referee or anybody got the timeouts wrong, we can go back sometime and just fix it. Like nothing happened. When there's 2 minutes left in the game, they want to go back and, make it like it's 10 minutes left in the first half and just start the game from there. So,
yeah. I mean, now we also do have it printed where you can't, if you get a down wrong, you're able to fix it within that drive, but you can't go back like 3 series because a down got messed up and you think a down got messed up. So there is a timeline on these things. You can't, first play of the game, you can't go back at 30 seconds and try to fix something.
Right. Yeah. So Chun, just to bring you into this, just back to last man. So in league play, you throw an interception. and the DB's running it back, are you going to tackle that DB in hopes that the official gets it wrong, or how do you handle that? I know you throw a lot of interceptions, so you got a lot of experience.
I know this is supposed to be comedic interest for everybody involved. Interceptions and me don't go together.
You're literally, your league name is Pick Six.
I'm with you when you're right.
How's Camel? But
okay, sorry. Be serious.
I would not tackle a I guess now the offensive player defender who had obtained an interception with the hopes that the official would call it right. Maybe a force out, but not a tackle.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to check. Just wanted to kind of wrap up last man and just see your perspective. So let's keep it moving. Like I said, we're here to do recap Nashville Part 2. Air it out, coed. I did not have the opportunity to officiate any games, but I just want to, Chun, I want you to start it off. Just tell me all about what happened in Air It Out coed. Why was it so controversial? What was going on?
Air It Out coed is problematic for a lot of reasons because they're trying to figure out the gray area from the male rush perspective. Is he allowed to play defense? Can he wave his arms? All these things. I really don't know who wrote the rules for that, but I'm against the male rusher not being able to play defense on the male QB. A lot of that came to play in Nashville, and they'll try to stoop you on the rules if they think you don't know. And a lot of that happened in Nashville.
All right. So, Jacob, did you have to get involved in any kind of situation with it?
Just clarifying what a rusher can and can't do. That was the biggest question, and what a quarterback can and can't do. As a male in that, their participation in that format is very limited. It's like Chun said, there's a lot of gray area. So clarifying and making sure everyone was on the same page. It took a bit to get, and I think, fortunately, by the end of the night, I think we finally had it figured out. Going in, for Friday night.
By the end of Sunday night, we had it figured out.
Yeah, by Sunday night when we wrapped up that format, I think actually Sunday mornings when they played the morning block of it. I can't remember exactly, but they had Sunday. It was great. They had it. The officials had it figured out. With the same, I think, basically the same crews that were on Friday night working it Sunday as well to kind of keep some consistency and make sure that those folks understood it. And they did. They I think pro went a lot smoother because of that on Sunday. And it was nice to kind of get the kinks out on Friday night.
Novice.
Yeah.
Oh, what were you saying, Chun?
Novice is the issue. No, the whole novice.
That word makes my face itch. Let me chill. Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet.
Right.
Hey, it's the same situation with amateur. Amateur and novice aren't very different.
Right.
I can't believe how many different crazy scenarios and roster checks and pro players in amateur and all of that we had going on. I feel like, Chun, at some point your golf cart was just parked right next to my field because there was something continuing to come up with co-ed amateur. Like, it's just crazy.
You know what's crazy is that I had a lady on that game that you're talking about over there when we moved to the U side. A lady walked up to my cart and she said, "Chuck." And I turned around. I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she goes, "You got to talk to this Chun dude. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about." I said, I'll get right on top of that. I'll take care of that.
Oh man! All right, so Jacob, just please clear it up for us. Like, the kinks are worked out. So, what can the quarterback do in air it out co-ed? What can the rusher do? Like, let's hear it now.
The quarterback, if it is a male, let's lead with that because a female has unlimited participation on offense and defense, right? You can line up five ladies on offense and run that way. You can line up 5 women on defense and run that way, and there's no issue. If you line up with a male at quarterback or rusher, in the quarterback position, they can only make a forward, they can receive the snap and make a forward pass. They cannot go out for a pass. They cannot hand the ball off and then, take off. They have to receive the snap and make a forward pass. On defense, a rusher, go ahead.
How that, Jacob? So that means the male quarterback cannot play star.
Correct. And then with air it out, there is no star.
Air it out, there's no star.
Right. But
So
just mind you that not every city plays it that way. I'm just letting you know that.
Okay, yeah, okay. So with air it out, there's no handoffs, there's no throwbacks. What it is you have the quarterback receive, first person to receive the snap. They make a forward pass. That runner goes as far as they can without getting their flag pulled. That's the name of the game. So now with air it out coed, the male can only receive the snap and make a forward pass, and that's it. If the male quarterback throws an interception, they cannot play defense. They're essentially, once the ball is released from their hands, they're dead. They have to stop where they're at. They can't move. Defensively, a rusher is allowed to immediately leave the rush line and rush to the quarterback. They can have their hands or arms up, however, to try to alter or change a throwing lane. However, they cannot bat or touch the ball or play defense on the ball. They can only attempt to pull the flags of the quarterback. So
show us what it looks like to not.
I mean, I think you got the longer frame. You should probably be able to show better.
I can do this.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do this.
Yeah.
You can't.
Do it again. Put your hands up.
You can do any of that as long as you don't bat the ball. If you touch the ball, it is an illegal participation penalty. You're only allowed to play the rusher's or the quarterback's flags. Once the ball's been released, at that point the rusher is dead. They cannot do anything. If there is an interception by one of the females, you have to stop. You cannot move. You cannot try to block. You can't do any of that stuff. You are essentially, the males are dead when the ball is thrown.
Yeah. Quick question, because it happened in Tennessee. We call it, you guys call it the star. They call it the Dixie in Louisiana. We call it the double passing. The center direct snapped it to the star on the side. The ball went to the receiver that's on the side. The ball, he's now the quarterback. The DB in front of him was a male, ran in, and they didn't do the whole crazy taxi thing, but they were like, he can now. So the girls were like, he can't do that. They side snap to a girl. He can't run in and put his hands out at all. So the defense was saying, well, he side snapped, so now there's no passing lane, there's no rush lane. I was like, wherever the ball went, the person that's rushing, or the rusher, has a direct lane to said quarterback. I can go check with Jakob and Chun. I say, but as far as I know, that's still gender play. That's still a young lady. You still can't run in there with your hands up no matter where the ball is snapped. Is that correct?
So, no. So, actually, that would be an illegal participation penalty. We have it listed right here. A male offensive player must be the first person to receive the snap on offense if participating.
And if you snap it to him, you still, the male rushing him still had to use the same rules, correct?
Correct.
So let me just present a crazy scenario, but I mean I have seen it happen. So you're saying the rusher can have their hands up, but they cannot make a play on the ball. Well, what if a quarterback, say it's raining, they throw the ball, it slips out, and it goes right into the rusher's hand? He's dead right there, or what happened?
So you're saying the rusher, there was no attempt. The ball hit him in the chest, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
It's a judgment call.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I mean,
male quarterback, male rush. I should be able to do a backflip to that motherfucker if I want to and bat the ball. Like, who came up? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm trying to think of like what you would do there because if it's inadvertent, I mean, I think you have to you would blow it dead, award the interception because it wasn't intent. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy.
What do you think, Lance?
So the scenario was they caught it, like it hit him in the chest, and he just
It's raining, and the ball slips out of the quarterback's hand, goes right into the rusher,
cut, and the rusher
catches it.
catches it. I'd blow it dead on the catch, first down defense.
What?
I think that's. I mean, but see that again. That goes against what we said, though. Like,
wait, y'all serious?
that's what
I want to be. I'm trying not to. Y'all, I have a team called No Matter What, and the same play. So if Chun rushes for, I'm not gonna make it into. I'm not gonna turn the whole thing into that. But if Chun is rushing for No Matter What, and somebody throw him a sky hook and hit him in the chest, and it's a dude, it's dead right there. It's not an interception.
No, what I said was it was a pick. He'd maintain possession of the defense, but it'd be dead there. He can't advance it.
You can't crit.
I don't know. We got to revisit that. I think
That's tough.
we got to revisit that because if that happens,
what I'm learning is if Chun is rushing me. Remember the Titans? I get blown up with the ball, or just be ready for that ball. It's gonna come at your head.
They're gonna hit you dead in the holiday play.
Why am I the model of all football going on?
Because
I mean,
you got a flip phone.
Hey,
just think about it. Our fearless leader volunteers you to act as the quarterback for who is it? Optimum Nutrition.
Sure
yes.
did.
So I mean, I think if he can model you for that, why can't we?
I mean, I was down for it until they said, "Hey, everyone has to play with their shirts off," and I'm like, "I'm out. I don't want to do this."
But it'll be coed.
Yeah, but what we're running into, to go back to the air it out situation, is now that it's grown a little bit, people are bringing their own variations of the rules into tournament play. Yeah. They're all over the country, and they're saying, well, we do this at home, we do this at home. Our rusher can do this, our quarterbacks can't do that, and we get to the tournament, and they're playing their home style rules, and the directors are forced to direct the officials to correct these errors in their ways of thinking, but it leaves us looking stupid just like now. And you're going to catch a quarterback that's smart enough to find that gray area in that loophole, a la Jonathan Caker or Law or somebody like that. And
go ahead, name drop.
We'll have
the Law's not going to run his own rules. Those are your rules that we use. I enforce your rules.
It's a crazy thing because it's really not even the players; it's the officials that are coming across the country too, as well, that enforce their own local rules.
I mean, but how much of a variation can air it out coed have like that?
There's a lot of. I mean, think about it. You go from the rusher playing no defense on the ball. Mm-hmm. You go from the rusher being able to play the ball. You go from the rusher being able to just play the flags. There's different ways to do this. I mean,
but
we haven't had this format often. That's the problem.
Okay, this is where I mean, why not let the rusher make a play on the ball? If it's a male quarterback.
I'm with you. I agree 100%.
And if my scenario happens, then the male quarterback should be able to pull his flag. And if he misses, then the defender gets to run it in for a touchdown.
For 9 points, right?
Whatever. Why not?
Imagine the chaos that would start if we awarded 9 points for that. But I'm with it.
I mean, I still want a safety to be worth more in coed.
Oh God!
Here we go.
What? Why? If a female rusher gets a sag in the end zone, why isn't she not getting more points for a safety?
Because she has on cleats and flags. Like
But she gets more points than she can.
But I don't know.
I don't have a good answer for you.
Yeah, because as soon as y'all change it, I'm gonna have Mills start rushing. Y'all, I don't know. Y'all know who Mills is. You don't know who Mills is? Google it. As soon as y'all change it, not me. I'm retired. But Mills in Tampa is gonna become a rusher. And then
Val would love it. I know that. Val would absolutely love it.
I blame Travis.
I mean,
sounds good to me, Chun. Do it again.
What you mean, right?
okay, what is the point of any variations of point totals or anything like that in co-ed? It's to reward the athletic female.
Okay.
No.
So
No.
well, what? Okay, then what is it?
It's to entice you to use your female players. That's what it's for. That's why they
Okay, so
same thing.
give me a female rusher that can get 3 points.
I don't want my female score to be more than 6 points. I played my whole life 6 points for me, 6 points for you. Damn it, I don't give a damn about that.
But wait, so with that, you saying anybody should score any amount of points? If you use just directors, we have a whole director team, and you're the quarterback, and you have Uncle receiver on the 2-yard line, and you have Cassie Fuller on receiver 2-yard line. We're down 7. You don't just be like, if the points matter, then who getting the ball?
Wait, is it first? How much time do I have?
No, time down.
Actually,
not even Unc. Let's make it better. You got Jakob.
Oh, he's not throwing to me. He's never throwing the ball to me.
What are you running?
You have whoever our best athlete is. That's the director. I'm old, and you have Teresa Monday. We're using just directors now. Our quarterback, Lance, you're a quarterback also. Who are you throwing the ball to get those points? You wanted to be 6, you wanted to be 9.
You're throwing it to the sure-handed player first of all.
Okay, so if it's 6 points,
in this horrible scenario, I'm fucking quarterback. But let's just say I have to.
So in that scenario, the person with the best hands will get the ball every time. Yeah?
I'm throwing Cassie on a shoot route, okay? For my 9 points.
Of that grouping, Cassie became the most sure-handed person.
Right.
Mark the tape. Mark that tape, man. Mark that tape. Because Ohio can play. Ohio can play too.
Right.
Hey, Chun, do you play co-ed at home or no?
Uh-oh.
Nah. Okay.
Don't say what you think, sir. Hey. Don't say what you think. I want to get answer sponsors. Do not make your next stop. That's we'll talk about that next. Chun don't do co-ed in Texas.
My position, and without saying this, I will say it live to my cohorts right there, Jakob and Unc. Congratulations on some good news we received today about flag football community, man. Congratulations to you too. No, I do not play co-ed. Considering that my words can be used against me, I will say I.
With that being said, I have a meeting with Mountain Dew in the morning, and I'm gonna tag Benedito on there. We're gonna try to get the clocks. What's it called? What's the name of the show? Clocks.
Clock's running.
Clock's running.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew and our
There we go.
Our Colgate with toothbrushes for Chun.
Lance, do
What?
I said do something, man. They're ganging up on me, man. Talk.
I don't know what you want me to do. That's all I'm playing right now is co-ed. So I don't know what you want me to do. I'm throwing. So
co-ed a lot. So you can't play a damn.
I knew this group was gonna get derailed a little bit here and there.
I'm throwing co-ed and
Let me do something real quick. And Lance, why did you pick that navy blue backpack?
Hell yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
The fuck?
You two dummies chose red.
I don't.
I thought y'all were choosing red.
Okay, you know why?
No, I chose
Why?
black.
No, because I have a black backpack. I have a red backpack. I don't have a blue one.
I requested two. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I requested both of them shits.
And I have a white one that's now super dirty.
Sorry, Ant.
Like
The red's gonna get just as dirty as the white.
I'm getting
Right.
both.
Sorry, Ant. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're good. I mean, if we're talking about
You really
different
want
colored backpacks, I have a navy blue backpack right now.
Why
Well,
did you have a nigga though, Ant, since we
I
talking
don't want to. You want to know what the answer is? I don't want to die.
ask Ant when he wear a red backpack.
So you don't
No.
want to die?
No.
You know why, son? I don't want to die.
I got you.
Ant to wear a red backpack.
No, sir. Hey, man, some habits do not die. Okay. I wear blue every chance I can. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Hey, so speaking of bringing up my past, Chun, I heard you had interesting. You guys get some pushback on calls I make. I know in East Coast Nationals, you guys heard all about me throwing a flag for flopping. I try to just, I feel like maybe I just spice it up a little bit every tournament. I read the rule book a little bit more, and I find something that just becomes my focus. And in Nashville, my focus was just I just wanted everybody to be right. I felt like I was a principal at a private academy. Everybody needed to be in uniform before they got on my field. So Chun, talk to me about the pushback you got from things I said about illegal equipment.
Okay, so as you already know, as I drive through in my cart, I get 9,000 different chun, chuck, whatever. I hear this ref is tripping. The dude with the tats, and I said, "Well, what's wrong with him?" And they said he's throwing unsportsmanlike penalties for your flags being altered equipment. I'm like, which field? And I get over to the field. I think you were on 6A. No, 8A.
Yeah, was it Sunday? Yeah, it was 8A. Yeah.
And I get over there, and of course it's Dallas teams. Bless them. Oh my God. It was KO, and it was another team, and of course they run for me for help. I don't know why they think I can clarify or check y'all for what y'all do on the field. But I called Jakob because I was like, hey, man, let me remove myself from this. Can you babysit this field because it's about to get live real quick? Jakob and I sat on top of the hill for maybe 30 seconds. And next thing you know, I hear Rello yelling bloody murder from under his shaded tent.
He's not even playing. That was the best.
What? He wasn't even playing. And
Yeah.
Jakob get off his cart. That was my cue to exit stage left, and I got the hell out of there. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Second time chaos breaks out. What does Chun do? Runs.
But I do appreciate you scanning the field and making the field your own. I'm all for that type stuff. Whatever y'all do, the field is yours. The whistle and the flag are your weapons. If you use it, I'm gonna back you up. I'm pro team, pro tournament. I mean, pro ref, pro tournament. I'm never pro team. I don't care who it is. So
yeah, just to clarify, I didn't throw an unsportsmanlike at all for anything equipment related. I did throw a lot of unsportsmanlike for being cussed at, and so for any so I and the teams from California know this very well. All it takes is for you to turn your head in my direction and cuss at me. And if I hear you cussing at me in my direction, my flag comes out.
there you go.
That's it. So I just want to be treated with respect that I feel like as a human being I've earned. And some people feel like they don't need to do that. So people can, players can cuss at each other all they want. There's a line for me there too, though. And I threw some unsportsmanlike because the trash talk got out of hand. My biggest thing is I don't want fights to break out.
No.
because there's one thing, Chun, I don't want you to be talking about on the you know Monday morning, talking about everything you do on Facebook. I definitely don't want you talking about Whistlegate with me.
Let me tell you, man. There's nothing scarier than having 80 fists flying around you and one of your coworkers' heads, and the only thing you hear is a damn whistle going off. You don't know. You don't know if the whistle's a paramedic running in. You don't know what the whistle is, and you turn around that can actually help you get out of the fray is one of your refs, and all he can do is blow his whistle 25 times in a row. That shit's disheartening, bro. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, if you have one tattoo on your body alone, just one, that means that you're subject to pain. You know what it feels like to have pain. Help me get out the fray. Don't blow. And
Hey,
I know he's probably gonna watch this. TJ, bless your heart, dude. Don't blow the damn whistle no more, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know
bless
what's
your heart.
funny, though? You know what's hilarious? Sunday night in Nashville, right? The very end of the night when we had that little scuffle when the girl got hit on the sideline and her boyfriend tried to play Superman running over and be the Canadian hero.
Yeah.
You told him to blow his whistle.
You sure did. You sure did.
After you said, I got it, relax.
As I said, Jacob.
Let me go to my.
Grab Owen.
I knew you.
I did have to grab a hold of him.
Jacob
All right.
grabbed. Oh, I grabbed the girls.
So
I
I get
class.
the ball, and this situation happened after Jacob having a fight on his own field. Jacob tried to get me beat up by a team. I'll talk about that in a minute. I hope this team is Montreal, and they're playing alone. So their cuss words were different.
They're playing Florida, which sucks.
Yeah, they're talking French shit, and it's and the girl gets blew up on the sideline. Sidelines are about to clear, not just yet, but the quarterback for that team. What team was that, Jacob? The big
Braves.
Are you talking
It was the Braves.
the Braves? No.
The Canadian team was the Braves. The girl that got blown up with the Braves.
Yeah.
The team they played with Mayhem in Orlando. Chris Miller, Big Chris.
Yeah,
right. Chris. So before Chris could get up and get his bearings, I said, TJ, blow that whistle. He goes, you want me to do it now? I'm like, yes.
Mind you, Chris is 6'2", 310. So
this time I'm instructing the whistle play, and that was the difference. Blow it 3 times. I'm standing here in all black. Shout out to Infinite, whatever that was, clothing. That was kind of cool, the shirts we had on. So I'm standing there looking like a damn ninja in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Jacob's coming. He's like, someone else, I think it was Chris. And I'm on the walkie-talkie. I got it. Relax.
It was me.
That ain't how you said it.
It was me. Jacob. I wasn't grabbing Owen Green. I loved him. I wasn't grabbing him. It was 250.
But
no.
The whistle helped in that situation, and because a director was there to clear the field. When y'all blow the whistles and sidelines have already cleared, it really doesn't do much, in my opinion.
yeah. I mean, hey, and Tim is my guy. Me and him have worked a lot of games together. Okay, but in San Diego, it wasn't just TJ, and this is what made Whistlegate so bad. Is not only was Tim blowing his whistle, but at the time his wrist was broken and he had to keep it elevated. And so he's blowing his whistle with his
He came from 4 fields over, didn't he? You guys were on the complete opposite side.
Yeah.
And it's bad because for Tim, he's calling me every name but my real name.
Chun.
I don't know who Chun is, Sham is, but he yells it all while people are getting punched.
Hey, so speaking of controversy, though, Unc, I got to bring you in on this one. So Gauntlet Pro, I know you had your camera out, but I just want to hear your perspective on that game.
Perspective as in a media person or a person that lives in Florida or a director? Which one? There's 3 different versions.
Give me all 3.
The first one will be from somebody who wants to keep his job. So there was the calls that were controversial were only because, in my opinion, and I know where I'm from, so I know who's watching this, and I know he just called me and I had to swipe up. I'm gonna get killed on this, but it was just mechanics. The mechanics weren't handled correctly, but the same way I give young players that are super talented opportunities to get reps in big games before Worlds. Referees need those same reps. In my opinion, this could be totally wrong. This thoughts is by Eric Allen Cooper, my government name. It doesn't affect Jacob Black, US, what we call now, fucking USA Flag or anything else. I feel like young refs, old refs that have that look like they're going to be on the way up, they need reps in games. And in that game, the bullets start flying super fast. It wasn't the chicken box right away, which I didn't. I'll take the blame for this accountability. When that camera phone come out, sometimes it was 2 chicken box side by side, 2 championship games, and I feel like by chicken box I mean all the players, all the directors, all the tournament is now watching that game. So I feel like with that being said, the referees were trying to do a great job, and I feel like they did do. I feel like 97% of the calls were correct. The mechanics weren't done correctly. Like we said about the last man back call on anything controversial or a call that might be controversial, the referees all get together and make the calling. On a couple of those, only 2 or 3 of them got together, and the bang bang calls were bang bang calls. I just feel like the mechanics, once you go to do this or something and then you change it, that changes the dynamics for everything. And there was footage of that game, so that let everybody know there is a music played in the background, and Unc gets paid by Meta now. So I didn't say, just for the record, I would never just delete footage because it's good or bad, because we play everything, but I didn't say that I do not own the right to that music. So the feed got jammed. But I feel like the refs did a pretty good job overall. I feel like the mechanics needed work. And when there was a controversial call or a call that might be some controversy, they should have got together and talked about it, because the calls were bang bang at first. And I think what would alleviate everything is I know the rules for gauntlet, and I know gauntlet is physical. You can jam off the line, but the way it's taught in a particular state that wins a lot of tournaments, if they're on the sideline and you can't get them, and see if they'll call it. And that play was done the first play of the game with the quarterback, and there was nothing called. It was a bang bang call though. So after that, the game got very, very physical. So on that last play, as the quarterback is running towards the pylon, he's veering out of bounds. I feel like to not avoid getting blown up, but he has other things he needs to take care of. So strategy-wise, him not just putting his head down and running through the person to get to the end zone is why I feel like the mechanics were wrong, but the call might have. I'm gonna back up what I saw. Like I told you at every meeting, I'm gonna back up what the referee called. I feel like we can work on our mechanics getting stronger, but I do feel like if that crew works together again in any format, that won't be an issue, because they'll go through what they should do on proper proceeding and footwork. And I just feel like the main thing was and Lance taught me this last time I ref and when I was live. If you're on the goal line, on the back line, you don't have to be right on top of the pylon. Lance taught me this. Jakob said it also when we were in Minnesota. Back up. Like, why are you on the pylon? Back your ass up 2 or 3 feet so you can see you have room, and the ball, the play is right there in front of you. You have room to gauge and see what it is. But with that being said, I feel like his sideline was so tight, he didn't want to back up. So he was right there on the pylon, which is why that controversial call happened. That's the best. That's my PC version of it.
Okay. Jacob, did all that come through? Yeah, on my end, it was a little unclear. So
Yeah, I got it. I mean, thing about it is that it's mechanics, and it's time, it's experience, it's reps for those guys. And that's the biggest thing. The more reps those guys get, they're going to be fine. Declan does a great job. Dean does a great job. Dave's a seasoned official. I can't remember who else was on that crew. There was 5 of them over there though.
Jeremiah was the other rep also.
Jeremiah, he's another seasoned official. I mean, those guys know the game. I think a lot of it is those guys don't like the calls that get made. And from what I understand, just objectively, apparently that game was a little more physical than it probably should have been. But on the flip side, I think you also have to let the players play. So it is football, but again, it is a non-contact format. So it's a balance, and it's a lesson for those guys too.
If you can jam off the line, how can we call it a non-contact format?
Thank you.
That's what
First
I keep
of all,
getting. So
y'all
I'm not getting yelled at by the calls or the ref because Declan's from my state and we're not gonna allow that shit. But I keep getting yelled at. But you say it says non-contact, not yelled at, but talking to about. But your Florida guards are wrestling and grabbing off the line. So I just go, yeah. That's my response. Like, yeah. The rule says up from 3 yards you can touch. So
yeah, 2 yards. Yeah, you got 2 yards, and it's gonna. I think we're getting ready to change to where it's gonna be either side of the line of scrimmage. So there's no more of that. You have to wait for them to move, and there's no that big line. But anyways, that's a different story. So no, I think you're right. With it being a hybrid format, I think you kind of can't call it non-contact.
Yeah, that kind of situation creates a bunch of gray areas, and if it's already a pro championship with money on the line, it's going to bring on more controversy. So, I think you said a lot of good stuff. Hopefully, it was only me that couldn't hear it because you were.
when I get nervous, I
for
talk
me-
faster. I talk faster on purpose to save me from getting fired.
It was just, it was in my ear. It wasn't coming in. So I think you
I'm
said a
glad.
lot of good stuff, but it was like going in and out like that.
Look at God. That's perfect then. There were 3 calls during this game that were bang bang, and there were calls that all you guys have made. There was a goal line reach 3 different times, and there's referees in position. They didn't like this signal right away. They all made a call in their zone first. They signaled in their zone first, and they got together and talked about it. So those 3 calls would be controversial if anybody was reffing, in my opinion, because they're all goal line, ball reach, bang bang plays. Like LJ's amazing catch in the back of the end zone. the other team, the team that got scored on was going crazy about. There's no way that could have been in. Yada yada yada. Now that the video came out, kid made a great catch, and the older referees are actually right on that one. So it gets to be bang bang at times, but I feel like other than our mechanics, they did a pretty good job, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Lance, anything you want to add just about gauntlet or letting players play or any of that?
It's kind of interesting, especially lately, probably within the last, both in Nashville as well as a couple of local tournaments here. Everyone keeps saying, I keep hearing this is non-contact, and they're getting hand checked and little minor stuff where I'm letting that go in terms of like a defender hand checking the offensive player. And I'm hearing a lot more people saying this is supposed to be non-contact. I'm like, okay, well then I can go international rules, and you're going to get 1 possession in a 12-minute half because I'm going to make you freaking have a flag every freaking play. I want you guys to play. I don't want to have a game defined by a yellow flag. So just play. Let me do my job. You do your job. Stop dropping the damn ball. Run a route. Help the quarterback. Stop complaining to me. And but I think we are, to Jacob's point earlier, everyone needs more reps so that they get used to seeing certain things. They get used to positioning. They get used to moving with the ball as the play is going downfield. One of the things that I hate is when refs just stand there and they make a touchdown that's 30 yards away. I don't care if I agree with you. Don't be there. Because I can make the argument if I'm a player that you can't see that. And
I'm going to make the argument as a player.
So move. You have 2 legs. You're an athlete. You're more of an athlete than I am. Go move your ass. And I actually one of the things that up here people don't like because I yell. I do yell at people. It's like, you got to bleep and move. And I'm going like, you've seen me, and I'm going like this. Go.
That was me in Seattle. Me and Lamp got together in Seattle. I heard go. Get your ass back. I thought you were fast in Florida. Get back. So
I can cover this. I need you in the backfield, so I can't, because I can't see that. So that's my thing, is just more reps, getting these guys to better understand, like, hey, when you move, and even we just went through our first tackle training session yesterday afternoon for high school. One of the executive board members, he says, "Hey, if you're in a good spot and you could be wrong, but if you sell it, like you put your hand up immediately with the touchdown, who's gonna argue? That's what you saw, right? So be there. Like, I can argue to Jacob's point. If you're 30 yards away, I can argue that all day.
And I will.
Yeah. So I just don't like people that move and make sure you're confident in your call. We had calls, and so Law and Abdullah had a tournament in Modesto. Actually, it wasn't too hot, and there was a touchdown play, and I'm like, what is it? Are we good? Touchdown? No good? And he's all like, oh yeah, it's touchdown. I'm like, what is? Tell me. So, anyways, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I would say as far as like letting players play and non-contact and all of that stuff, I think what factors in it from my perspective is the size of the crew. I think about going to Camel City and working the playoffs. It was me and Zane, two-man crew for 5 contact, very competitive. And we have the really whiny linemen in Camel City. They wanted every hold. They wanted all of that stuff. Only 2 of us, we're going to see as best we can. We're going to have a lot of blind spots. We're going to have a lot of things that we miss. And so in that situation, the players have to understand we are going to let you guys play, and that's what's going to be going on. Whereas when we were in Miami and it was a 4-man crew and it was Tampa against Orlando, and it's non-contact, and those guys want to play and they want to be physical, and I threw holding on the DB on the break of the route that game probably 8 different times. And that specific DB was like, why won't you just let us play? And I'm like, every single time a receiver goes by you, you hook him before he goes on this route. So if I'm behind you and literally watching only you, because that's where my key is right now, and we have 4 officials and I can focus in on that, stop doing it, because I'm going to continue to call it. And so that's where I say there's a difference. And I know Chun wants just to always be 2-man crews, and he thinks that's the greatest thing in the world. But I think that's what causes more controversy.
And you know what I was just thinking? So next time Chun plays, let me and Ant be a 2-man crew.
Yes.
And guarantee you Chun's gonna walk away with a limp.
Nope.
He already walks away from the field with a limp anyways. Because guess what? He's gonna limp over to me and cuss my ass out.
He's gonna be like, why does my leg hurt? I'm like, I don't know. It's not my fault.
I'll make the call before you make it. I'll say this dude's rushing for 5.5 yards. Walk it. When you start walking the extra 2 yards, I'm gonna snap the ball, throw a post, and you're gonna sit there. I'm like,
nope, because we didn't blow because we didn't blow the play in, so we're not ready. So
according to Nashville, it's on the ready. I want to talk about that.
No. We blow it in the ready, dummy. It's on the ready. Dumbass. We dictate the ready.
No, that's not what was said in Nashville. Don't do it. Don't do it now.
No,
my biggest thing, Chun, is we talked about it in a previous episode. Lance brought it up that when we're in a 2-man crew and he's on the line of scrimmage, he's going to cheat a bit, and what'll get missed is a roughing the passer penalty because we have to cheat. That's what happens. And so yeah, he's absolutely right. You're going to walk away with a limp because we're going to miss that call, and guess what? We're not going back and making that call just because you scream at us to.
Don't flop. Don't flop. If you flop, I'm throwing a flag for unsportsmanlike on your ass.
The flip side of that, though, is when it's 3 or 4 of y'all and you still miss the roughing the passer, though.
I don't think it's roughing it.
A good defensive coordinator is going to teach his team if it's a two-man crew and they're on the backside, wherever the deep ref is, the backside corner. I'm not going to say hole, but you put your hand in his pocket to make sure he can't get through. If the ref's on that side, if you're say somebody named Ryan with Devin Turner, you rush from that side because they can't see that call. I also told that DB if Ant's in the back, he gonna throw a flag on you for that. So God bless. In Miami, I told that DB what was going to happen, and sure enough, there you go. So,
Right.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I thought we had a good conversation, guys, and I hope you guys we're all together. We can break bread, and you guys get along because I feel like everything just got really heated. Jacob's real upset at Chun right now. Chun hates Lance. Like me and Unc are cool, but I think you guys need to work through some issues.
I'm trying. I'll be honest. What I'm trying to do is get Jacob fired. Okay.
Wait, what did you say? You broke up right there. What?
Pay your Wi-Fi bill. Damn it! What the hell?
Jacob fired.
if he froze on that, that's
you trying to
crazy.
get me fired?
Did it?
No, dude. Your Wi-Fi like
He's literally freezing on the fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, don't worry about it. It was a blip. It was kind of like Marvel.
Oh, that's what
Multiverse.
we're
Don't worry
doing?
about it.
that's
Yeah,
what we're doing.
Yeah, but I'm pro. Go guys. Yeah.
All right. So all right. I want us to step away from Nashville a little bit and just talk about the whole year, the year as a whole, 2024. Lance, I'm going to start with you. What is your favorite format so far? And in that format, what's been the most exciting team you enjoyed watching?
It's a rep. Jesus, you didn't prep me for this question.
He hasn't played.
To be honest with you, probably air it out. Air it out, either men's or women's. In terms of team, always like Lace Up on the women's side. Love what are the Canadian teams? Cheyenne? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a partner.
And then, yeah. And then on the guys side, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's always fun to watch. Just the guys just run. Like anytime Pablo's on the field, it's always fun to watch Pablo play. Anytime either Mark or Rello's just freaking throwing it 55 yards on a dime, that's always fun to watch. But yeah, I think air it out's for me, it's the fun format because I don't have to worry. Like literally, there's two main things we don't have to worry about. Any throwbacks behind the line of scrimmage, in front of the line of scrimmage. We don't have to worry about any of that. Everything else is the same. It keeps it simple. I don't have to worry about no run zone. I don't have to worry about any of that. So makes it a little easier.
For sure. Jacob, from your perspective, same question. This year, what's been your favorite format and most exciting team to watch in that format?
What has New Dynasty been playing in that they fight in every time?
Sixes.
Oh yeah, so it's not that. Nah, that's just messing with those guys. They're great. I'm gonna say 5 women's contact. It's been actually really competitive this year, and it's been really particularly competitive on the West Coast. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Lace Up's been really good. Mixed Breed's been really good. Players were really good. There's a handful of teams out there that have really done well. So it's been fun to watch, and it's been kind of refreshing to get away from the standard with what 5 contact men's brings.
Gotcha. That was the easy answer, and you named like 7 teams. So, Chun, I'm gonna hand it off to you. I need you to be a little controversial here. Don't say a Dallas team. I don't want to hear the Texas Pride right now. Tell me the favorite format to watch and the most exciting team outside of the state of Texas.
Let's go with 5 5 women's non-contact, and North from Canada.
Okay. All right. Cool. See, guys, see how easy that was? Like, just
They had like 5 minutes to think about their answer. So shut
Yeah,
up.
really.
all right. Let me hear it.
Jesus Christ. You know where I live, and there's a couple teams with initials. Oh my God.
Don't say
So
that.
just say outside of Florida then. So that way you're covered.
I gotta see all them tomorrow, so I don't want to die. Fuck me. What kind of damn man? You could have sent me this earlier, bro. Like I'm sweating.
Thank you, That's what I'm talking about.
If I don't say sevens, I'm a jackass. Cause God damn it, this is pressure. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna go 5 non-contact. God damn it. Who can I say when I don't get in trouble?
None of them.
No.
Fuck.
Supreme.
Say some team from Minnesota.
Supreme.
Yeah,
John.
I gotta see these guys tomorrow. Like I want to live. Fuck.
You're gonna be fine.
It's tough because I got teams that fuck me.
Hey, just tell them to play me. That's okay.
It's,
They do it all the time anyways.
yeah, but then you gotta do the game. When you say the clock is hot, they're gonna be like, "Fuck you, Unc," immediately.
Game clock's hot. Play clock's hot.
So it's my favorite format is 5 non-contact, and this answer is gonna suck. I'm just gonna say that my favorite team has 3 initials, but I'm just gonna just change all that bullshit and say 5 coed. My favorite team is No Matter What, ran by Johanna de Guzman, and we play in novice and amateur.
There we go.
I gotta shit.
Let's go.
I'm gonna blow some air on this shit because Jesus Christ.
All right. So now I got a real good question, Jacob. This is for you. Okay, this is gonna really upset one of your 2 friends here, but I need an answer. In flag football, who plays the better in the state? Texas or Florida? Who's better in flag football?
So what group of people has better teams?
Across the board, overall, you bring in all the teams, all the formats, everything. Who is better right now in 2024, Texas or Florida?
I mean, we've seen more of Florida, so I'd have to say Florida, right?
Just because Texas can't afford to come.
Where did Coop go?
I was over there.
How far back did that room go?
I was over there when Chun said what he said, but which one you're right, brother.
Right.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'd like to give the opportunity for everybody at the end of the show to just share some thoughts, some final thoughts. It doesn't even have to be about flag football. So, Lance, I just want to start off with you. Final thoughts for the night.
Love hanging out with you guys, and it's always a blast, and my chest hurts from laughing too hard.
There we go. Chun, what you got?
2 things. I'm always extra. Deal with it. One, I really do love working with you guys, man. The whole staff, everybody, man, from the officials all the way back to the old heads to the younger generation pushing the company. It's really fun. A lot of people don't get to see what we do behind the scenes, and I get asked a lot, how can I get involved? How can I get on board? And as if I can hire them or whatever, but they see us laughing, but they don't see the hard work that goes into it. So I appreciate you guys making things look as easy as it does. They don't know about the late drunk nights in the lobby where Craig waits up in the middle of his own sentence.
Chun, don't.
No.
They don't see the night where we only have one restaurant and have to order chicken fingers when you wanted a cheeseburger. It's tough. So,
Here we
but
go.
guys, but for you players that are watching this, if you guys watch and officials are watching it who support the show, please support the show, share the show, tag the show. You officials, you guys do a good job. I know you guys get a lot of heat. All of you suck according to the players, but we appreciate you guys. But for you players, use that 45 minutes to 4 hours that you're at a tournament as an escape from your regular life. Don't bring your bullshit to the fields and make life hard on us. You already paid $300 to be there. Enjoy yourself. Wear your little spandex, your little new cleats that you just spent $400 on. Have a good 4 hours, and then go home and do your drama, whatever you're going to do there. But when you're at the USA Flag football events, enjoy yourself. You pay for it. We're happy to see you. Don't make it where we don't like you and we want to ban you as soon as we see you step on the field. Thank you very much.
There we go. Jacob, what you got for tonight?
Man, it's I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of Chun from earlier. We got some good news today. I can't really say anything yet, but things are looking pretty promising, pretty exciting. Looking forward to what the future's going to bring, especially with the group that we've got. So cheers to everybody who's involved with that, and cheers to you guys for giving us a platform to be able to speak on. So appreciate you guys.
Cool. What are your final thoughts for the night?
For me, I want to thank you guys, Ant, for bringing me on the show. I've seen it from the very beginning and what it came to. This was a lot of fun to do. You know what I'm saying? It took, we got on Chun head a lot. Big pause, no Diddy. But I love everybody on this chat. I love everybody in flag football, but each of these gentlemen on here have played an integral part in my mental health, because flag football is my mental health, and they grow the game from. I've been on the field with Lance in Seattle. I've been on the field with Jakob damn near everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm holding it down with Chun in Vegas when I wanted to kill everyone. And just Ant just talking to me, even when I said a 13-year-old could outbench him, and we were at a tournament. And I believe San Diego, he's still a good friend of mine. But it's from going from watching my very first on TV in Panama City Beach with like one or two refs, not knowing anyone, to where it's come to now, bringing it full circle. Like when I first met Chun and he ran away from me to go make somebody change their flag and turn them around and fix their hat and get the GoPro off, I didn't understand it. I was like, man, what does this brother own? But now when I'm live and my mom, who doesn't compliment me on anything, was like, man, all those refs were in the right shirts. All those players were in the right flag. There was nothing in the gut of the field. She loves that kind of stuff. She was like, it makes your presentation better, which makes the game better. And from you guys putting all that work in, an old man like myself that loves to fight, doesn't fight anymore, with the cell phone got the opportunity to do a whole bunch of things. So I love each and every one of you. And anybody that didn't understand this, Ant's going to put subtitles on it and break it down every time I talk.
For the record, we still ask what Chun is on a regular basis.
Very regular basis.
Damn it.
Oh, man.
Hey,
Well,
can I ask something real quick? Because this is a good group to
yeah.
ask. What's y'all's favorite city that we travel to for these tournaments? Lance, what is your favorite place we've gone?
Everyone picking on me first. God, I can't even.
Here to go.
You have the piano back there, man. I want to play it.
Yeah.
I want to ask about that. I got a follow-up question about the piano. Shit.
To be honest with you, of all the places that we've gone to, I would probably have to say, we've done San Diego twice. I like where we are in San Diego. San Diego is just a good place to be in terms of a town. And
Horrible to get to.
Well, yes, because the field is nowhere near the airport, but that's a different story. But I've always liked it. Yeah, for me it's also, close to home, but I would have to say San Diego.
Jacob?
What?
Trying to think.
Favorite? You got to figure you had extra time.
No, that's not how that works, Lance. Just because you made a quick decision doesn't mean I did. San Diego is my least favorite. It took 27 hours to get there.
Well, that's because of that's not
right.
Fault.
With that being said, everybody come to San Diego in September.
Yeah.
Favorite tournament? I'm gonna say New York City, man. New York City was my favorite.
Okay.
For me, I want to say it's a tie because Nevada, not when we went where it was 1,000 degrees. When you and Craig filmed you guys' first movie,
Tennis court.
The
buddy tail.
The buddy tail part 1 is epic. Pick it up in
Right.
stores on VHS. The backdrop
Right.
in Vegas is amazing, but from a knucklehead in Florida that never really left the town. I'm one of those kids that grew up dirt poor, never left the hood until I was like 19 and 20, and then realized if you want to afford to, you can get money to do something. But New York was special for me because being a Yankee fan, being a Mets fan, just actually being there and seeing that backdrop for flag football was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So for me, it's New York.
Gotcha. And
Man, for me, honestly, at the end of the day, why I go to these tournaments has nothing to do with what happens on the field, in between the lines, with the rules, none of that. To me, it's about quality time. And so the people that I care about most, the people I get to spend time with. So for me, road tripping to Nashville and to Virginia, and I just think the quality time that I get has made those two locations the best experiences for me.
Wait a minute.
okay.
I can play the piano right now. I'll go over there and be like, bing, 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 bing.
There's a joke. I'm gonna let it go. Nah, I'm really close with Vegas and Phoenix, man. I hope we get to go back to the same facility that we did in Phoenix. I love that place, and
because they gave you hot chocolate.
Yeah, hold
What is that?
on. Listen. You met Death Row Record. I'm trying not to say the N-word. You had like 30 N-words there with you for your little thug pose. We freezing on like two, and you pull out with hot chocolate with your pinky. No, it's my first episode.
Hey,
It's my first. I want to get invited back. He ain't gonna say
hot chocolates while we were all dying.
we're dying.
They're out.
People were assholes.
Indubitably. Yeah.
No, but the facility was A1. Y'all gotta admit that, right?
No, that was probably the best facility we've ever been to.
It was phenomenal.
Which one? The one in Phoenix?
Yeah,
Right.
Phoenix. The Bell Bank Park
Phoenix
or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that was actually really nice.
Yeah. So those are my two, man. Believe it or not, Tampa's way down there on my list, but that's kind of hard to say out loud, but it's true.
No, say it again. I'm with you when you're right. Shit never comes to mind.
Cool. That's Coop's hometown, man. That's kind of
but it's cold. I'll show up in January. It's fucking cold.
I can't turn you against him if you're agreeing with him.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Lance, I can't wait to get up to San Francisco, man. Hopefully that tournament's dope, and we get to hang out in your hometown when we get up there.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah. So
Hopefully,
cool.
Appreciate y'all answering.
Yep. Anybody have anything else to add, Unc? You had a question or something you were going to say?
No, I can't ask that question on the call, sir. One was about the piano, and the other was about your road trip. So nope, neither one of those. I want to be on part 2, part 3 of Tennessee.
All right, cool. Well, hey, most importantly, y'all, spread the word, like, subscribe, follow, share. We are on every platform possible to listen to podcasts if you just want to hear the audio. But it's so much more fun seeing our reactions and everything, and that's on YouTube. We are on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and X, Twitter, Threads. We are on everywhere, and every single day you're seeing content that you're not going to find anywhere else because we are giving the refs perspective. We are talking about rules. We are miking up the refs. And so we're trying to bring this game of flag football that we all do enjoy to a different place where we're getting ready for the Olympics, right? So the more the players know the rules and understand things and treat the refs with more respect, then we'll just continue to move forward. So I think that's a good part of this. So please spread the word, and I hope more people listen and check us out. So. I appreciate y'all coming on tonight, and y'all have a good night.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Peace.
Be good.
All right.
I don't know how to hang up because I'm old.